on First at 3. Dr. Jeffrey Gold is expected to be officially installed as the 9th president of the University of Nebraska this week. The ceremony is scheduled for Thursday afternoon in the Nebraska State Capitol. Dr. Gold moved into his new role at the start of July. His installation as president on Thursday will come 10 years to the day after he was installed as UNMC chancellor and 5 years to the day after being installed as chancellor of UNO.